Let's talk about why our allies said no, because this part actually matters more than people think. You got countries like Germany, Spain, Italy, the UK, Japan, all being asked to step into a conflict around the Strait of Hormuz. And their response over and over again is, we didn't start this war. We don't want to go to war.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, this sounds harsh. I get it. It does. But when you slow it down and you actually think about it, it's very, very simple. From their perspective, okay, they didn't start this conflict. They were not a part of the decision to escalate it. They were not sitting at the table when this decision was made. So now they're being asked to step in after the fact, after everything is already in motion, after we got the Strait of Hormuz closed. And that's a completely different thing than being a part of the decisions from the beginning. And that leads to a second problem, strategy. Because when allies are asked to commit military support, they're not just asking, what do you need? They're asking about bigger questions such as, what is the plan? What's the end goal? How long does this last? Where does this go next? Because we ain't even got those answers. And we the country that started the war. Because once they step in, they're in. There's no turning back. There's no easy way to back out of a situation like this. And if the direction is not clear, if the strategy feels like it's shifting, they're not going to sign up for that level of risk for their people. Then you got the risk of escalation. This is not a small, isolated situation. Y'all do know that. This is Iran. This is one of the most critical oil routes in the world, the Strait of Hormuz. This is a region where one move can pull multiple countries into a bigger conflict very quickly. You notice how Iran has been shooting bases in all these different countries, right? You just got to hit the wrong thing and then everything is going to pop off. A lot of these governments are looking at this and saying, oh, we ain't trying to get dragged into something that could spiral way out of control. That's not hesitation. That's not fear. That's calculation for their people, for their soldiers. And you have to remember, these leaders answer to their own people. In many of these countries, this war ain't popular, not at all. So now you asking them to send ships to risk military involvement, to potentially escalate a conflict for something their own voters don't like. That's not a small political decision. That's something that could cost them their leadership at home. So from their perspective, the answer becomes very straightforward. Hexy no. And then there's the part that people don't like to talk about, relationships and trust. You cannot spend years questioning our alliances, criticizing NATO, calling partners weak or unreliable, and then turn around in a moment like this and expect immediate cooperation. That's not how trust works. Alliances are not automatic. They are built, maintained, and reinforced over time. And if that relationship has been strained like it has been, like Donald Trump has strained it, if there's doubt, if there's tension, that shows up exactly at moments like this. So when you see all these countries saying no, understand this one thing. It's not random. It's not confusion. It's not that they don't understand what's happening. It's that they do understand and they're made a decision based on that understanding. They looked at the situation. They looked at the risk. They looked at the lack of alignment, and they decided that this is not something they're willing to take a chance on, a risk on, or step into. And that brings us back to the bigger problem or the bigger issue, reading the room. Because leadership is not just about making these kind of moves. It's about bringing people with you. It's about alignment. It's about making sure the people you need on your side actually believe in what you're doing. And right now, that alignment is not there with the United States. The allies aren't aligned. The United States and all of Europe and all of these allies are not aligned. The justification for this war is not aligned with what they think and what they support or get behind. And when that happens, you don't have that support, you don't have unity, and you definitely don't have a coalition. And this is why they're all saying no. And I see you guys in the next one.